Speak, speak to me of Aegeus past, when dragons roamed, when Sigmar ruled, when gods made war the end of times, and all mankind made bent and blind. The days before the fall, no a husk, this hollow world, no soul for torment, grey or gold. When Sigmar ruled, when men were bold, speak, I pray you, tell me of the world of old.
It is the 5th year of darkness since the fall of mankind. The ashen skies of man's demise roll south, and so flees the remnants of Sigmar's people, desperate, broken. Upon the black shores depart the last ships of passage, but these weary travelers travel not alone. Greenskin pirates ply the gulf, hungry for spoils of Armageddon. A raiding fleet lands to the north, and a greenskin warband marches upon Gallea. At its head, the notorious Warlord Gashbad. The port authority is recalled for duty, 400 pressed men-at-arms, bolstered by the cavaliers of Tilean Prince Aaron Forthmouth. The defenders of mankind must sally forth and delay the greenskin advance until the transport ships set sail. If Gashbad reaches the city, there will be a slaughter. The battle must be here, among the carrion dwellings of this land abandoned. As the armies take the field, Gashbad reveals his secret weapon, a caravan of deadly war chariots, each drawn at breakneck speed by a pair of razor-tusked boars. Such brutal machines will best the Tilean cavalry, so the defenders of mankind must use the terrain to their advantage or be crushed beneath the greenskin stampede. The greenskins are single-minded and bloody, but the defenders of humanity have an aptitude for tactics. They will choose their ground, and here they will stand. It begins with a general advance. The Gallean men-at-arms move upon a wood on their flank, with their center spread across an earthen field. Archers stalk the rear, and the flank. Quartermaster Gorton commands the men-at-arms, emerging from his quarters, the abandoned Villa Consorta. Beside him, the Tilean cavalry of Prince Aaron, fourth son of the fiefdom of Gallea, and last of his name, his brothers, killed by greenskins of the Black Gulf in turn. Now is his day, to reckon with his fate. The defenders of humanity are cautious. Their ground is good. They have little reason to forsake it. But the greenskins need no encouragement. A wave of snarling boar boys races into the open field, war cries tolling above the thunder of iron-shod hooves. The greenskin chariots tear down the center, closing the gap at breakneck speed. Archers bring up the rear, with the general advance on the left, led by Gashbad himself. At the last minute the chariots reach the road and careen off to the right, spying a greater quarry in the cavaliers of Tilea. The greenskins have closed the gap, but the unprecedented charge of the chariots, led by the fearsome boar boss, Zagchapa, has brought the greenskin war machines dangerously close to the entrenched Gallean center. The trap is sprung. The Gallean center charges the chariots, meeting the greenskins in full battle formation. Quartermaster Gorton steps across the line of the chariots. With the support of Tilean cavalry under Prince Aaron, the greenskins will wheel no further. On the flank, the remaining Tilean cavalry countercharged the Bourbois, covering the entire field in a single sprint. The battle has now begun, the lines drawn, movements made. The Gallean support keeps chase. With the assault on the wood commencing in methodical fashion, the Gallean men-at-arms will be drawn thin, but will benefit from the cover of the tree line. In the center, steel is drawn at last, bolstered by the Tilean cavalry, with Quartermaster Gorton leading from the front. The battle line makes 6 attacks at +2 for a total result of 8. Zagchapa is tough, but mistakenly makes 2 attacks at +2, instead of +3 for being a chariot against the Tilean horsemen. A regiment of chariots are consequently unhinged and explode as they careen into the battle line. The spectacle of the carnage strikes fear into the heart of the greenskin infantry behind, and Gashbad's own bodyguard is routed. The cavalry countercharge on the flank makes 3 attacks with a total result of 8. In return, the Bourbois make 2 attacks for a total of only 6. An entire regiment of Razorbacks is cut down. The greenskin battle line closes in, moving to engage the defenders in the wood. The greenskin archers advance to cover the center. Gashbad himself takes the strategically vital aquifer at the crossroads. Not to be outdone, Zagchapa wheels around to fight beside his warlord, and both greenskin leaders throw themselves into the fray. A Razorback countercharge on the flank finally unites the Bourbois in a single battle line. The greenskin archers finally come into range and a hail of black arrows rains upon the Tilean cavalry in the center. But the Tilean armor is strong, and the cavalry provide cover for the Gallean quartermaster. A second quiver of greenskin arrows falls short of the line. Zagchapa makes 5 attacks at +2. A total result of 8 destroys an infantry regiment, who can only muster a total of 6 with a 5 at +1. As the cavalry from both sides clash in the field on the flank, the Bourbois make 4 attacks with a total of 8 to drive off a regiment of Tilean cavaliers, who retreat. The armies are engaged all across the line, with the tangled wood slowing the defenders' advance on their right flank. The retreating cavalry rally for another charge, inspired by the nearby auspice of their prince. The entire Gallean reserve answer the call, charging from the earthen fields to reinforce the center. A regiment of the prince's cavaliers are caught in the open, with Razorback boars bearing down on their flank. They attempt to withdraw to the main battle line, but fail to wheel their horses into position. The Gallean archers probe the greenskins over the wood. Routing a regiment from the main battle line. The men at arms within the wood cut down the greenskins at close quarters before advancing to secure the line. For the time being, the wood is secure. Across the battlefield, the faltering Tilean cavalry destroyed the Bourbois' flank, making 2 attacks at +1 for a total of 6, versus the Bourbois' measly 1. The Tileans sweep through the greenskin line. Together with the Tilean cavalry led by Prince Aaron, Quartermaster Gorton leads the assault on the remaining greenskin chariots with 3 attacks for a total result of 6, with a reply of 5. A regiment of chariots should be forced to retreat, but a bad calculation means a regiment is destroyed instead. Meanwhile, the main battle line of men-at-arms see an opportunity and assault the personal retinue of Gashbad himself. With 4 attacks at +1 for a total of 7, Gashbad can make only 1 attack at +1. The greenskin warlord has no choice but to retreat, leaving the vital crossroads and ceding the aquifer to the Galleans. Zagchapa roars with laughter as his boss hikes tail. Confusion reigns as a nearby regiment of greenskin archers take this as a sign the battle is over, and turn to leave the field, though surely they are too far from the action to realize what is happening. Unfazed by their leader's retreat, the Bourbois swarm into the battle line, splitting the Tilean cavalry in twain and reinforcing Zagchapa's faltering chariots. The remaining archers throw their bows upon the ground and charge into combat alongside Zagchapa himself, confident the warband has a new leader. The retreating archers scatter for the hills. Fearful of losing his grip on the warband, Gashbad attempts to rally, which isn't necessary when he's the warlord. Confused by their leader's erratic behavior, a neighboring regiment of greenskins fails to rally and scatters. Embarrassed by this breakdown in morale, the greenskin flank folds into the main battle line. The entire greenskin army is now engaged, except for Gashbad himself. Bourbois Zagchapa leads the charge with 2 attacks at +3 for a total of 8, but the combined defenders fight hard with a total of 7. Only a regiment of archers retreats. The rest of Zagchapa's mounted greenskins target Quartermaster Gorton's formation, dragging down a regiment of Tilean cavalry. Soaked in the blood of his allies, and staring down the frontal assault of greenskin war machines, Gorton realizes these hours will be his last. The remaining prong of Bourbois on the flank is cheated when a regiment of Tilean cavalry retreats, instead of being wiped out. In the wood, the Galleans fight the bolstered greenskin line to a standstill. But while the wood remains in Gallean hands, the defenders of humanity have been scattered with the impact of the greenskin cavalry. The line is faltering, and Quartermaster Gorton stands alone at its center. The defenders are out of time. The cheating Tilean cavalry failed to rally. The remaining cavalry, caught in the open, or wide on the flank, attempt to form up for a flanking charge, but the bulk of the cavaliers are caught in an earthen field, too far from their prince to receive proper orders. The victorious men-at-arms in the woods break their cover, moving to pressure Gashbad himself, left exposed in the backfield. Without orders from their quartermaster, these brave warriors have taken it upon themselves to decapitate the greenskin threat with their own hands. The Gallean reserve is on hand to move up in their place. The Gallean battle line reforms to fend off Zagchapa's assault. But the retreating archers fail to rally and the entire backline collapses as the fletching contingent breaks. Sensing a chance to turn the battle, Prince Aaron rides forth to join his cavaliers and drive home the flanking charge, abandoning the vital aquifer for glory on the field. If this final charge succeeds, the greenskins will be broken. The archers beyond the wood continue to rain arrows upon the greenskin battle line, praying their aim be true. But amidst the carnage beyond the wood, their missiles have little effect. A sallying push from the main battle line targets the chariot of Zagchapa himself. 3 attacks with +1 for a total of 7, but Zagchapa is unstoppable. With a 9, his chariot crashes into the defenders, obliterating an entire regiment at top speed. Warlord Gashbad can only watch with envy from the backfield. As Zagchapa roars with ecstasy, Prince Aaron's mighty cavaliers slam into the greenskin flank and crush a regiment of boar boys. With this heroic and timely intervention, the greenskin battle line teeters on the edge of collapse. Likewise, the greenskins assaulting the wood suffer another defeat, with their flank all but destroyed. The news tightens as the defenders of mankind close in. At this dire moment, Gashbad springs into action. The chariots of Zagchapa have delayed the Galllean advance, and the vital crossroads remain unopposed. Rallying his personal retinue, Gashbad leaps back into the fray. Inspired by their leader Resurgent, a regiment of boar boys makes their own flanking charge, somewhat out of order. The boar boys barrel toward Quartermaster Gorton, fighting side by side among the onward charge of Prince Aaron's Tilean cavaliers. The chaotic stampede slams into the flanks of both battle lines. Quartermaster Gorton makes his last defiant war cry, before being trampled to death. The Gallean leader is fallen. The last hope for humanity fades amidst the blood and toil of a road with no name. The remaining center retreats in the face of Zagchapa's brutal onslaught, and the greenskins advance over Gorton's broken body. With the center in retreat, the Gallean flank collapses, sounding the withdrawal only to realize they have actually been destroyed. Warlord Gashbad will not tolerate a second-place performance, but unlike Zagchapa, Gashbad is cunning. He foresees the future like only the most experienced greenskin can, and he sees only disappointment here. To press home the attack on Gallea, he must control the port's water supply. And so, he waits, atop the aquifer, at the crossroads. In the nearby woods, the last of the greenskins are hacked down by the Gallean reserve. Warlord Gashbad knows if he presses home his advantage in the center now, these reservists will secure the aquifer in his stead. He is pinned, and soon to be surrounded. The retreating center rallies for one last stand. Their leader dead, they have nowhere to run. They will stand or die in the mud of this nameless field. But the Gallean reserve, 200 all told, reformed to face Gashbad himself. They need no orders to see what lies before them. This is the moment they have fought for. Victory! For Gallea! For mankind! Prince Aaron gives chase to the greenskin cavalry. Two attacks with a +4 making a total result of 10. The Tilean cavaliers cut the greenskins from their steeds at full pelt, sowing chaos among the boar boys. Boar boss Zagchapa holds fast as his battle line is caught between the riders of Tilea and the stoic last stand of the Galleans. Warlord Gashbad saw it, and Zagchapa knew it now only too late. They had smashed the enemy line, driven deep into the guts of humanity's last hope. But they had thrust too far, and now they were surrounded, outnumbered, with everything to lose. Boar boss Zagchapa looked over his shoulder at a distant silhouette. Gashbad, raising his axe above his head. The boar boss imagined a smirk on the old greenskin's face. He bet this had been the plan all along. With the bitterness of a jealous cad, Zagchapa grasped his axe tight, and sounded one last charge. Amidst the earthen fields the Gallean last stand makes its final gambit, but even as the wheels of Zagchapa's chariot become bogged in the mud, the great boar boss himself dismounts, and cleaves the defenders of humanity apart by the dozen, penance of his short-sighted lust for glory. The battle is done. Prince Aaron surveys the carnage unfolding among the earthen furrows but stays his riders. There is nothing to be gained here. The defenders of mankind hold this ground, blunting the greenskin advance and averting slaughter on the black shores. But Gashbad has proved cunning indeed, and trying times lie ahead. While the defenders toil in blood and bone for the future of humanity, Gashbad has sought a greater treasure. The port quartermaster lies dead in the mud, and the greenskins rejoice over the port town's only stable water supply. They will poison it before making their escape. And so it is Gashbad and the greenskins who claim a tactical victory this day. There will be more such days to come, and precious few survivors to see them through. For these are the ways of the world these days, the ways of the world of old. If you like these narrative battle reports, why not subscribe for more? And if you want to be involved, support the Patreon for community perks and additional content. You can even download and print the miniatures yourself. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.